Okay, so in the previous videos, we talked about generics, okay, and one of the things that comes up quite often, by the way, if you've got any questions, please visit my website, www.fidenasosevic.com, my Instagram, same name, Fidenasosevic. Underneath the, in the description of the YouTube video, you're going to find the email, fidenasosevic@gmail.com. You know, get in touch with me. There's also www.fakehgh.eu. That links directly to other things as well, and there you're going to find loads of information. So basically, listen, one of the things that steers people towards buying generics, okay, or whatever they think might be real but it's fake, is the blood test, okay? So people kind of like think, all right, but if I do a blood test, okay, if I do an IGF-1 serum test, if I do an HGH serum test, so I can see, you know, how much HGH do I have in my system 1 hour after injecting it. You know, I'll know if I've bought a fake. I'll know if this generic is any good. Is that valid? The answer is no. It has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the HGH. I do not know why, again. They must have some sort of HGH spoofers, or the fact that the HGH is circulating in the blood, or the fact that there is IGF circulating in the blood is not an indicator of it binding. So maybe they put something that spoofs the HGH on the blood test. Maybe they put something that, you know, stops the HGH from binding to the receptors, and it just shows elevated levels in the blood. Because if you think about it, right, it's, if something is in the blood, it's not binding to the receptor. Okay, so we know that after X amount of time, it goes into the blood, it peaks in the blood, which many people say, but I want to do a blood test anyway. Because yeah, obviously there's some fakes that will give you 0, you know. There's other fakes that will show you 10 times more than pharmaceutical HGH. This is why I said it doesn't mean anything. But they say, okay, so I said, yeah, sure, you know, this is what you do. So years ago they used to say put 10 IU. I said, listen, 4 is enough, you don't need 10 IU. And roughly 1.5 to 2.5 hours is the peak. So in some people it peaks after 1.5 hours, and some people it peaks after 2.5 hours. So you know, if it's roughly elevated in these sort of like numbers, then you know it's elevated. So the question is, why did I get this idea? It's very simple actually. There was a website, probably 10 years ago now, that was selling generic Chinese HGH. And back then people, I don't know if about nowadays, because people ask me then, do you know about this generic? I say, no, I have nothing to do with it. They used to say, well, the black tops are better than the green tops, and the green tops are better than the blue tops. You know, what sort of mentality is that, man? I mean, I can fucking get kilos of HGH and I can put them in gold tops and say this is even better. Anyway, so this website, it was really interesting because the guy was selling generic HGH, and he had, I think, black top, green top, blue top. And he said the blue tops are like, I don't know, 100 quid back then, dollars it was, for the blue tops, which everyone knew were crap anyway. And then he said, these green tops, they've got about 18 HGH serum level. The black tops have got 22 HGH serum level, because I tested them. And he said, but the green tops are more expensive because I think they're better. And I started to think, well, you know, this is quite valid actually what this geezer's just said, because obviously he feels something when he uses it, and why would the one that gets the medium number on the serum test actually be better than the one that gets the highest number on the serum test? Because 22 for 10 IU, it's really, really high. I mean, you know, like you can get pharmaceutical which will reach the 12s and stuff, like real pharmaceutical, you know. So that got me thinking, and that's when I started, like I said, about 10 years ago, doing this series of videos that sort of says, you know, this brand, that brand, this brand, that brand. And it's true, like I said in the other video, I would get like a sort of result. Maybe I would sleep better. Maybe I would get vivid dreams. Maybe I would feel an effect on my hunger. But did it have the effect I wanted? No. This is why I started to think, so, there's no correlation between the HGH serum test and the results you get. So when people say to me, is this a foolproof way of being able to tell if it's good or not? The answer is no. You can't trust the blood test. I mean, listen, if it comes out 0, then obviously it's fake, yeah? I mean, they didn't even manage to fake it. But otherwise, if it shows a number, have you got a relationship? Maybe. Have you got something spoofed? Maybe. Have you got something Chinese? Maybe. So, is it worth spending that time and money and effort and this and that and the other? If you ask me, no. So this is it about